good. This is going to be good. Okay.
Maggie.
All right, people.
Hey, how do you like my shirt?
Let me see. What's it say? Loyalty. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, loyalty, and it's even got the American flag.
I thought that I'd wear this just to
Just
to solidify my place in the online world.
In the system, yes. Hey guys. Okay, hi. We are live. My name is Dr. Sharnael Wolverton-Sehon, and Jason Q is here tonight as normal. Our Saturday. What day is it? Thursday night show. We're so excited. We were going to do flat Earth and also globe Earth, but some things came up. And Jason will explain all of that. And so we're going to go a little different direction at his request. And I'm really, really excited because he's been talking about this for several days. And I've just been on pins and needles to see when this is going to come out. He was going to do a long thread on Twitter, but he asked, like, can we just talk about it? I'm like, yeah, let's talk about it. So we got people from Kentucky, Missouri, Montana. That's where I'm from, Massachusetts. Let's see where else we got. Oh, lots of people on here. Some people just saying hi, but where are you guys from? Let me know. And all right, Jason Q. He's still working.
Right.
He's been, like all the way down to the wire getting this ready just for you guys. That's how much he loves you. He's doing all this for us. You know that. And so give him some high fives and some love for all the work.
I'll pass. The claps on STD.
We got Alabama, New York, South Carolina, Baton Rouge. We got Maine, Pennsylvania, more Minnesota, Arizona. Super cool. Jody's from Virginia, Brandy in Canada, Kim. I don't know where you're from, but hi, Kim. Hey, Deb, you're back. Claudia's in Arizona. Paige, hi, how you doing? Dragonfly, we love you back, Dragonfly. Awesome. More Minnesota. All right, sir. You saw this. Anybody see the video? This is not how shiny it should be. This is like covered right here for a minute, but had this done for this exact occasion. Just number 15. He doesn't like needles, he says.
Nope. Needles, clowns, and midgets. Told you that before. No. Nope.
That's what he said. I'm not going to say it back, but that's what he said. This is number 15. I don't know if any of you got tattoos. I wonder if anyone, did you guys see my meme on that? That was interesting. Okay, Jason. All right. Inquiring minds.
So, I know a lot of people are a little hot under the collar because this magical tweet hasn't come out yet. So, since we found the last piece that we needed, we're just going to talk about it, and we're going to use the new planner because it takes us all the way back to just July, which is gorgeous because this is what we need. Because if you notice, what we're having a countdown, right?
Okay.
So
aren't you glad you got a planner?
I'm telling you,
you're so busy now. You had to actually get a real planner.
I know. See how empty it is? But okay, so this is July 7th, right? 17, right? 17th week till the election. Okay. It's also the Demon Seed's birthday. And then we'll go to August and go through August. If you notice,
okay. I see what's
all the way down to the 25th, which is my 44th birthday this year. And then we're going to go through September, of course, pretty much, dead month and all that. And then
my birthday.
Your birthday's there too. And then we're going to hit October. And at the 1 Delta, which was my mom's birthday and my nephew's birthday, they share the same birthday, right? So then we go to 0 Delta, right? Okay. Now, what we're going to do is from 0 Delta. Now, Delta is 4, right? Now, 11.3 is the start. Okay. 11.4 actionable, but 11-2 is when he signed the executive order,
Right.
the 1776 commission.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go from Tuesday the 3rd, and we're going to do that because when you think about Delta, it could be 2 or 4. And when it's 2, that means we're jumping timelines. It means
Right.
you're time traveling. When we go 4, it's linear. It's from
Yep.
one point to the next, not jumping any timelines. So when you go 2 weeks down, you end up on the 17th. There's your 17. There's your magical letter, and just one more confirmation. Then what we do is we just go back to the 3rd, and we go, and it lands us on Tuesday, 12-1, which was yesterday, or 2 days ago. Shit, man, I need that thing out. So now we got our delta right there. Well, why don't we have another delta? Because we have a delta going that y-axis. Let's go in x-axis down the horizontal. So from there, we're going to go 4 days straight across, right? That puts
Right.
us at Saturday, December 5th, D5.
Oh, wow.
Now, the thing about it is that there's 2 dates that you have to make sure you remember. The 1st and the 5th. Those 2 days right here, big days. Now, we're going to go over that because we found 2 of the 10 Days of Darkness. And one of them was actually in 1927, if you could believe that.
Wow.
And we found that. So, and it actually was funny because it was President Trump when he mentioned destroying Turkey's economy. He said, did it once before, we'll do it again. So what it is that when remember when Q said like done in 30, exactly 30 in a kill box?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you're at 12-1 and you have 30 days left, right? There's 30 days left in the year. That's it. Done in 30, exactly 30, right? So historical events on December 1st. Now, you have to go through all throughout history because then you start understanding how much of the historical, and this is all on the same day.
Okay.
It's just different years.
Just to compare.
Yeah. In the year 45, the Julian calendar takes effect as a civil calendar of the Roman Empire, establishing January 1st as a new date of the new year, right? Now, year 45, 45th president, JC, you would think, Jesus of the Christ, but it's Julius Caesar, right? Then you have POTUS, who is Caesar. Now, you jump up the year 1600, Scotland. Scotland begins its numbered year on January 1st instead of March 25th. The thing is, POTUS's lineage is of the MacLeod clan in Scotland. It's really, really big. He's like he was one of the famed MacLeods in the past. So we jump up to 1700, 100, and then we have 1600, which is 1 plus 6 is 7. Now you have your 1700, 17. So Russia begins using the Anno Domini era and no longer uses the Anno Mundi era by the Byzantine Empire. So now they're going to the Orthodox Catholic or Orthodox Christian, mode. So they're getting away from the whole, all the other different religions, and they're pretty much stationary in the Orthodox Christian. So now we're going to go up to the year 1773. Now the hymn that became known as Amazing Grace, then titled 1 Chronicles 17:16-17, is first used to accompany a sermon led by John Newton in the town of Olney, Buckinghamshire, called Olney, England, Great Britain. The thing is that 1 Chronicles and 2 Chronicles, that's where you find all the prophecies for President Trump. That's where you find the King Cyrus. That's where you find everything. That's the goods. Those 2 books, because it is just great. Now, we have year 1804. The French rule ends in Haiti. Haiti becomes the first Black republic and the second independent country in North America after the United States, which is a lie because we've never been free. England's had us by the balls. That's why. So we jump up to 1806. The French Republican calendar is abolished. Now we go to the year 1808. The importation of slaves in the United States is banned in 1808. Kind of weird. So in 1863, You have the American Civil War, and the Emancipation Proclamation takes effect in the Confederate States of America or the Confederate Territory. All right. So, in the same day, year 1863, the first claim under the Homestead Act is made by Daniel Freeman. He's a homesteader, or Daniel Freeman, for a farm in Nebraska. Now, at the White House, when they had that Great American Showcase there, and they had that boat, it looked like the PT 109 that JFK was in World War II, but it had the South Carolina flag tipped and everything. What brand of boat was that?
I have no idea.
When you zoom in, it's a Freeman boat.
Oh my goodness.
Daniel Freeman boat, going along with it. So year 1873, Japan begins using the Gregorian calendar. All right. So now it's all about the time and the dates, because nobody knows what time it is. Nobody knows what date it is. Because the Julian calendar went by an 8-day week.
Yep.
The Gregorian goes by 7.
We were just talking about this the other day, actually. Anyway, I'll tell you about that in a minute, but go ahead.
Okay. So you're 1898, right? Now this is good, because you're at the 1 plus 8 is 9, which is like finished. 9 plus 8, 17. Get it? New York annexes land from surrounding counties, creating the city of Greater New York. The 4 initial boroughs, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx, are joined on January 25th by Staten Island to create the modern city of the 5 boroughs. D5, right? The 5 boroughs? It's like, you got to be kidding me. Because you have the 4 initial boroughs, which is D, and then joined by Staten Island, and made it 5.
Yep.
So now we have year 1912, the Republic of China, and they give a specific date, 1912 to 1949, called the Republic of China, is established. And I'm like, it's funny that the 1949, because right around that time that a certain country, nation state in the Middle East was fired up again. But here's where it gets funny. Year 1927, Turkey adopts the Gregorian calendar. Okay. Now they had the Julian calendar. So what they decided to do is on December 18th, 1926, they said, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to bed tonight. But when we wake up tomorrow, it's going to be January 1st, 1927. And people are like, well, what the hell's up with that? It's like, well, they drop in the Julian calendar on the 18th, and they figured that if they jump to January 1st, 1927 on the Gregorian, that's how many days they need to jump ahead. Yeah, that's what they thought. So the thing is, it's like the whole December 18th to January 1st. Okay. Now remember, Julian calendar had 8-day weeks. Gregorian has 7.
Right.
But we have 5-day work weeks.
Right.
Okay. So if we start the 18th on a Monday, right? You go 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22nd ends on Friday. Then you have 23rd and 24th. Okay. Take that aside. Then you start Monday again. 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. Stop. And then 30, 31 weekend, right? Now, 10 days of darkness that they had was the 10 days, the Monday through Friday in the 2 weeks. Now, you look at the 2 days in the weekend and the first week and second week, that's 4 days. So delta, D is 4. Now you go to 1942, and the Declaration by the United Nations is signed by 26 nations. Guess who isn't one of them? It's us. The United States never signed this declaration at the United Nations. Now, because we were under England's control at the time.
Yeah.
But even Haiti signed it.
No.
And the thing is, we were signed under the Commonwealth of Nations, which fell under the Balfour Declaration. So, 1958, the European Economic Community is established. Then you have in 1962, the United States Navy SEALs is established. That's under Kennedy. Now, in 1979, it gets really, really snaky. Okay. Formal diplomacy or diplomatic relations are established between China and the United States. Now, I wonder what part of the United States in 1979 they would have diplomatic relations with. Oh, let's say California. Yeah, because that's when the whole Feinstein when she became mayor of San Francisco, when she had Harvey Milk and George Moscone whacked, and then she blamed the cop, and the cop took his Twinkie defense because he said his sugar spiked, and then they offed him. I'm like, it's just a hot mess down there. The thing is that California is its own republic. It has its own constitution, and it isn't a part of the United States. I hate to say it, but lawfully, it's not, because they never entered into agreement because they wanted to be
Separate, their own republic.
separate. But then also when you look at their flag and the symbolism, because it has a red star, which is China, then you have the bear, okay, and on the patch of green, right? Well, the bear symbolizes the Orsini clan, which is Pepe Orsini, which is the Black Pope. Then you have the patch of the green, that's Greenland. That's where the Black Pope was. That's where they resided. It's in an inner earth, right? That's why they said, like, when Israel says that, that's our, our God and this and that, and it's like they keep on using it. It's like, it's Greenland of Denmark. That's why they say God, because it's not, that's why when President Trump said, "Oh, I'm thinking about buying Greenland," who was the first country to chirp up? It was Denmark.
Wow.
Why? Because Greenland is owned by Denmark. So, but in 1979, there's a few other big booms that happened. You had Jimmy Carter created the Senior Executive Service, which is a shadow government. Beautiful, nice job. The overthrow of the Shah of Iran, then that ended the 2,500 years of peace in Persia, and also the King Khalid military city opened up. That happens to be the Saudi Arabian major cloning center.
Oh God!
And the thing is like, if you think about it, I mean, it's gonna make a lot of sense, but it's really, really, really messed up to think about. I mean, how many Muslim men, upper teenager, mid 30s, lower 40s, went to Europe? There were a lot, right? So that would mean
thousands. They had Australia, Austria, England. I mean, they were everywhere. Believe me, because I was there before and after, and even Turkey. It was crazy. The amounts of people over there.
So, riddle me this: how many Muslim women have you seen pregnant in your lifetime?
Yeah. So you're saying they're clones, just like what they did World War II. Dude.
Exactly what they did. The thing is that the thing is, when you think about it, what do clones do? Clones do two things. They like to bite and they like to rape. That's what they do without handlers. That's why they have handlers.
Wow.
Now, look what happened there. I mean, you had them raping 70 and 80-year-old women.
It was
and
bad.
Not even having a thing. It's like, yeah.
It was bad.
It's like, and who financed it?
Wow.
Barry.
It's really bad.
Barry financed it. It's our money. Thanks.
Well, they were told to like drop off weapons, not the clones, but our U.S. military. They were told, go to so-and-so and bring so-and-so many weapons and just drop it off and abandon them in certain areas or whatever. And when they questioned it, they were told, do not question orders.
It's so bad because, let's face it, I mean, the Muslim Brotherhood was in charge then. That's what Barry wanted. Barry paid for it. What was in those C-130s? I mean, probably clothes and miscellaneous stuff for the clones. I mean, you need a lot of stuff. I mean, it's just like when they had those caravans coming up through Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so you're going to tell me that these people are walking 50 miles a day, pushing a plastic stroller, wearing flip-flops? Fuck out of here. Come on. We're not, no. And wearing a sweater to boot. I mean, I have the picture, and the girl, she has a black sweater on. I'm like, are you serious? I mean, there's like nobody like picked this up, or just they don't get it. It's like, well, they don't sweat, So.
Is there a cloning center in Mexico? I know there's one in San Antonio.
No. It would be down by like Paraguay and Uruguay, because Paraguay has the most fresh water the highest percentage freshwater in the world, and that's where Bush's bolt hole was. They bought all that land, so it pretty much goes without saying. As soon as you mention that name, it's like that's beautiful.
Good job.
Oh, we're not done yet.
No, I'm saying to Bush, like you said to Carter. Good job.
God, yeah. 1992, Russia is officially formed. 1993, a single market within the European community is introduced. 1994, the North American Free Trade Agreement comes into effect.
Wait, so those of you who are just hopping on, what he's going through is a list of things that all happen on the same day over the years, which is the end of December, the 30th, right?
No, December 1st. This happened
December 1st, December
2
1st,
days ago.
Or the 30th. Okay.
Right now, today, we are in like the perfect delta because it's the equal amount. We have 2 days back and 2 days forward. So I mean, we landed perfectly on Thursday. Go figure. Now, in 1995, the World Trade Organization goes into effect. It's like, So, in 1997, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, known as Zaire, officially joins the World Trade Organization. Now, the thing is that when you see these countries, when they're called the Democratic Republic of the Congo, right? And they used to be called something else. Now, remember, democracy plus socialism equals communism. So when people say, "Oh, we're a democracy" and all that, we're not. We're a constitutional republic. We're not a democracy. Democracy is why Rome fell. So year 1998, the European Central Bank is established, and the only reason why we're going through all this is because it shows that this one day throughout time that there was so much like activity, circumvented on this day. So it's not like there's just like one little coincidence and it's like that's why I picked the first or anything like that. It's like it fell on a Tuesday, Tuesday, 2.
Yeah.
So the year 1999, the euro currency is introduced in 11 countries, members of the European Union, with the exception of the United Kingdom, Denmark, Greece, and Sweden. Then you had 2002, Taiwan officially joins the World Trade Organization as Chinese Taipei. And year 2002, the Treaty on Open Skies, named Open Skies Mutual Surveillance Treaty, initially signed in 1992, officially comes into force. Now, that little nugget that George H.W. Bush signed in 1992, and it came into effect, said that you could fly over, like any country could fly over any other country and just spy on them. Just blatantly.
Wow.
To say, and then they're going to use, we just want to see if they're moving troops or anything like that. It's like, no, that's not what you're doing. It's like, we kind of know better than this, right? So then we go to 2004. In a motion of no confidence, vote of confidence, General Pervez Musharraf wins 658 out of 1170 votes in the Pakistani Electoral College. Now, the thing about this guy is he has direct ties with two people, one of them being Ronald Noble, which was the Interpol Secretary General from the U.S. I mean, he goes back to, he served under Bill Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had all these cabinet positions. I mean, he testified for him in the impeachment trial and everything. But it's because these two guys got a specific medal from the Hilal-e Pakistan, and it's the highest non-civilian medal that you can get. Right?
Okay.
And the other person that got it was Joe Biden.
No.
The thing is that he got this the very same year that they quote unquote won the election, and in 2008, and what it had to do was, I mean, it was like $176 billion we ended up giving them. We did. We gave them. I mean, we gave them a ridiculous amount. And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. It's like, why were we giving them this much money? Then you have to look back. It's like, well, we were in Pakistan then. Sure we were. It's like, who's paying who again? 86 the soldiers. Yeah, it was Barack Hussein Obama.
Wow.
Now you go to 2015. Obama told the UN climate conference that parts of the quote unquote global warming deal being negotiated in Paris should be legally binding on the countries that signed on, setting up a potential fight with the Republicans at home, right? So it fell under the Paris climate, the Paris Climate Accord, right? Thing is that when they talk about climate change and they want to get rid of like all the pollution and all that, well, they're talking about us. When we exhale CO2, but we exhale it because plants and trees, they need that in order to survive. It's called photosynthesis. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's basic biology. These people
Mm-hmm.
are idiots. So they want to get rid of all that. Well, thing is that why did they choose a climate accord? You know, thing is, if they still made it a treaty, it has to be approved by Congress, right? So what they did was, is Obama was like, oh, it's just an update to the 1992 trade change treaty, and he's like, doesn't need congressional approval. Thing is that any treaty, it has to be approved by 2/3 of the Senate. All right. Now the people in America, I mean, we would have been up in arms if we'd have found out what their main additions were, because their main addition was Agenda 21. You know, it was our own eradication. It's exactly what it was, right? So he ignored the Constitution, and he simply said that he wanted to abide by an accord that forced nations to put in place massive regulations, which are FEMA camps, to cut their fossil fuel emissions. What are the fossil fuel emissions? CO2. Now, the fines and reparations for using fossil fuels would be applied. All U.S. resources would be turned over to the UN, China, Russia, and India. The U.S. is the only one that doesn't get resources. So it's like we would literally starve ourselves to death. We'd be done. Now, the reason is that Obama said that the Americans have, quote unquote, raped the earth and must share its hard-earned wealth with it now. Yeah, he said that about us. Rape the earth. The guy wears mom jeans and he married a dude. And he's telling us about raping the earth. It's like if there's anybody that wants to stick their dick in dirt, it's him. 2015 Paris Climate Accord was the largest redistribution of wealth ever. And since Obama was legislating from the White House and the EPA became a legislative body, Congress was never needed. So what they did is that he's like, he was going to consult with Congress instead.
Trying to just slide that on in there like
And
nobody's
that's
looking.
it. And that's it. And they're like, well, do you consult with Congress or do you get congressional approval? I think it's the approval part. You know,
Yeah, I think so. I think they might have like.
don't quote me on that. You know, so the thing is like, so now we have on 2019 on December 1st, the first known case appears. Right. Thing is that when did they? I mean, the House of Representatives. I mean, they had it, lined up in 124, 127, January, and then they passed it. They put it under the Cadillac tax.
Right.
And that was on July 17th, 2019. And so how did you know to pass this whole CARES Act? Yeah, the CARES Act, and back last year.
It's actually in the paperwork. You can see the word. Like, so how do you know about something that isn't here yet? Months ago.
Yeah, and it's crazy because remember in the drops that they said, they were looking through the airport and they said Feinstein, and it's like, where's she getting back from? Yeah, see, I mean, they were really loyal with the the Reds. Classless, unbelievable. So, but there's a specific person that died on December 1st, 1973, though. His name was David Ben-Gurion. He's the first prime minister of Israel, right? And he and JFK had a massive, massive beef together. Massive. The thing is that it was so bad that the communications between JFK and Benjamin are still classified. Not even the
No.
top level intelligence officials with special security clearance have been allowed to access these documents. Thing is that Benjamin was the one that put the hit out on JFK.
Oh my
You had
God.
Benjamin, you had the Vatican, you had the CIA. They all had gunmen. It wasn't one gunman. It was like OK Corral out there. They had them everywhere. I mean, they just wanted them dead because it's the killing of the king. They want to make sure that they did their whole little, um, their little screenplay and all that. But it's kind of funny because they kind of shot an actor. It wasn't a real one. You know what I mean? The server flew out of the head. Remember that?
That's so sad though, that the real dude who got it, or if it was a clone or whatever.
It's a
But
clone.
yeah.
And so.
Yeah, but who's the other guy? There's a guy that I guess they did.
It was JD
autopsy.
Tippett. It was
Yeah,
JD
yeah.
Tippett. Yeah. They call him the little JFK. He's a Dallas cop. And that's the one that's buried at Arlington as well. That's why Jackie went up and said, "That's not Jack. That's not Jack." It's like, you knew that before anyways. It's like you smirked when you went back to the Hearst. You you didn't know it. So in December 1st, in 1824, we're gonna go back to a couple points in these elections. Now, the US presidential election, they had an election that year. It said, since no candidate received a majority of the total electoral college votes in the election, the U.S. House of Representatives is given the task of deciding the winner in accordance with the 12th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Each state gets one vote, and they have to vote by party lines. Right? So,
Right.
in 1862, in Lincoln's State of the Union address, he reaffirmed the necessity of ending slavery as ordered 10 weeks earlier in the Emancipation Proclamation.
Mm-hmm.
10 weeks. Remember when our favorite Anand put a post up and it had 1 through 10, and it was weeks. There was like a weekly countdown. Well, there's our 10 weeks. It was about the Emancipation Proclamation. So, oh man, this is gonna be a tough one. I'm gonna do this one. Let's see. Right, so what we'll do is, now that's just on. I mean, that's the sum of what was on December 1st, right? I mean, we've got a couple other ones. I mean, I'm not gonna say that one because I'll stay away from those words. But we got the December 5th, right? Now, what we'll do is we'll go to December 5th, 1484.
Which is 2 days from now. The 5th is 2 days from now.
Yep, D5. And Pope Innocent VIII issues the Summus Disteris. It's a papal bull that deputizes Heinrich Kramer and James Sprenger as inquisitors to root out alleged witchcraft in Germany, and leads to one of the most oppressive witch hunts in European history. Witch hunts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many times have we heard of that before, right? So, just December 5th, 1496, the Jews are expelled from Portugal by order of King Manuel I. They were called heretics. And why were they so proud about kicking them out? It's because the military order of the Christ was founded in Portugal in 1318.
Okay.
That's why they've been getting booted out of all these countries. There were a couple extra too that they mentioned. That's why, because they were all, they worshipped, below. But here's the December 5th crazy stuff, right? December 5th, 1792, George Washington was reelected as U.S. president. December 5th, 1804, Thomas Jefferson was reelected as U.S. president.
Oh, here we go.
December 5th, 1832, Andrew Jackson was reelected as U.S. president. I'm like, and then it gets better. It's like December 5th, 1831, former U.S. President John Quincy Adams takes a seat as a member of the House of Representatives. The thing is that the John Quincy Adams magical letter, he is one of the reasons they have that, they use that letter, because it's the anti-Masonic party. It's the Whig party.
Okay.
Yeah. And the thing is that what's that? The Whig? That's a W, which is a 23 pane. Right? It's pretty nice. Then we have December 5th, 1848. President James K. Polk triggers a gold rush of 1849 by confirming a gold discovery in California.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you guys you're kidding me. And the thing is, when you add all that up, you get a 22. That's 1111, 1849. Yeah, it gets pretty wild. Then we have let's see, right there. It's fine. So December 5th, 1932, right? A German physicist named Albert Einstein was granted a visa to enter America.
Okay.
Now, who was granted an Einstein visa to enter America?
I have no idea.
Her name was Melania Noss, and now goes by Melania Trump.
Oh, really?
She's that brilliant. She speaks 6 fluent languages. I mean, she is like top tier. She came over on an Einstein visa.
I did not know it was
all
Einstein.
these people that sit there and make fun of her. I'm like,
she's
her
smart.
IQ is higher than your entire lineage combined. It's like, that's what these people don't get. It's like, it's unreal. So now, here's the fun stuff, all right? December 5th, 1941. The U.S. aircraft carrier Lexington and 5 heavy cruisers leave Pearl Harbor. Lexington Concord.
Interesting.
You left 2 days before the bombing. Why?
Wow. Why did you do that?
The thing is that, remember, 2 days before a day that will live in infamy, the day of days, right? Now, when you think about it, remember when they told us that, why are there carriers and cruisers out in the Pacific? What's it for? Well, it's to get all the gold from the Philippines and bring it back. Now, the thing is that, well, what were they going to use, right? Well, in October 2017, it was announced that Kitty Hawk would be disposed of by scrapping and leaving the USS John Kennedy, the last available carrier capable of conversion, to a museum. Now, in late 2017, the Navy revoked JFK's donation hold status and designated her for dismantling. There are still several groups hoping to persuade the Navy to reinstate the donation hold status while they pursue a goal of obtaining as a museum. Right? Now, January 4th, 2010, Portland, Maine City Council unanimously endorses the efforts of the USS John F. Kennedy Museum, while Governor John Baldacci also offered his support. 1 year later, that's 2011, on January 19th, 2011. Now, when you go back to 2018 and you go to January 19th drops, it says, remember this day under January 19th drop. It's there. So the Portland, Maine City Council voted 9-0 to not continue with the project to bring the ship to Maine. That's when Trump was like, well, when he went back up there to Maine, remember, he's like, have fun lobstering, make a lot of money. Now, what do you effectively do? We're just going to borrow that JFK, that aircraft carrier out there, and we're just going to take over the Philippines. We're going to load up with gold. We're going to bring it back. It's like, we're just going to just write to the deep state and write to all of them. It's like, the gold is coming back on the namesake of JFK.
Dude.
Just a fist right there. That's all it is. Beautiful, beautiful.
Ah.
So now the thing is that C before D, D before E before F, right?
Right.
Now F is USS John F. Kennedy's radio call sign, right? Now the thing is, it says November Juliet Foxtrot Kilo, right? Because JFK. Now the red diamond in a white square, also inside of a pyramid, if the pyramid is rotating at 90 degrees. So the thing is that in post 131 on 11/10/17, it said NatSec E briefing 3:02 a.m. And on it was post 562. In fact, it was remember this day, right?
Mhm.
Now the thing is that it says remember this day, not the year, right? So 5 plus 6 plus 2 is 13. Post 131, 13 both ways. It's mirrored. You have a
Mhm.
13 and a 31. Now the thing is that there was like a star, like an asterisk, and it's in reference to the Golden Jubilee, and that's that after 49 years, the
Right.
year 49 to 50, the debts are
Right.
forgiven, land's given the land homeowner, right?
Hmm. Which we
Well,
haven't had one, and we're well due. Like
uh,
yeah. This I don't know why they've stopped, but
well, we know why, and it was it's the same Jays that we said we weren't going to talk about. They stopped it. They're the ones that stopped it all. You know, just dirty. So the thing is like so the parade on 11/11/18 is in fact the one where the USS John F. Kennedy CV-67 is bringing the gold back from the Philippines and delivering to the U.S. Treasury, right? Now, the thing is, the U.S. Treasury is a United States monument. So when they had all the National Guard and they had them guarding the monuments, it was the treasuries.
huh.
So they could bring the gold in, right? And now it wasn't 11/11/18, it was 11/11/20, jumped 2 years, right? So now the gold's already in there, right? They already unloaded it. So now they're all screwed. They get it all done. And
They're all screwed.
and it's why Wilbur and Orville Wright were mentioned during POTUS's 4th of July speech in DC, and what ship did we scrapped in 2017, And the thing is that mentioned Kitty Hawk is like, well, that's where the Wright brothers had their first successful flight.
Right.
And what date in October? You think it was the 28th? Wouldn't doubt it. Which is the
Was
first day of
it?
the Q drops. I wouldn't. You tell me. I mean, it's mathematically impossible not to be. So, let's see. But here's where it gets real interesting. December 5th, 1943, it says Allied air forces began attacking Germany's secret weapon bases in Operation Crossbow. Now, I was like, what the hell's Operation Crossbow? Well, found out what it was. Oh, and by the way, also on this day in history, December 5th, in 2008, it was confirmed that the human remains found in the Urals, in the mountains in Russia, were those of Tsar Nicholas II. Now, the thing is that it was the imperial family, the Romanovs that were
Hmm.
killed by the Bolshevik Revolution, all that. Jacob Schiff, hired that whole thing. They're missing 2 kids. It was the same 2 that looked just like Melania and Baron.
No way.
Yes, way.
So let's go back to the time travel thing, or what are you saying?
I mean,
What year was that?
they look the same, but the thing is that there was even something bigger that happened on December 5th.
What?
December 5th, 1776. The Phi,
1776.
the Phi Beta Kappas. It was the first Greek letter society in the colleges, William and Mary, right?
Okay.
Well, the thing is that they were they established the characteristics of typical of American frats and sororities, and an oath of secrecy, a code of laws, mottos in Greek and Latin, a badge, a seal, a special hand clasp handshake, an elaborate initiation ritual. So the Revolutionary War forced William and Mary to close in 1780, but Harvard and Yale went ahead and picked up Phi Beta Kappa.
So they picked it up.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
that's
the thing is that they transformed itself into a national honor society dedicated to fostering and recognizing excellence in the liberal arts and sciences. God, that's too funny to read. Like, so what it was effectively that's when the Skull and Bones was formed.
yeah. I mean,
Skull and Bones
all
and
the
the
presidents, Bush and all them were involved. Yeah.
yep.
Mhm.
And it even says right here, the 2019, the society counts 7 of the 9 U.S. Supreme Court justices and former presidents, George H.W. Bush, Jimmy Carter, and Bill Clinton, as members. So now it shows. So now, what do you think? I mean, if you know he's going after him, I mean, there's your D5, but then everything else lines up too. You got all your deltas and everything. And remember that POTUS was going to make good on his promise on
Right.
Friday and Saturday, right? Saturday's D5, right? Now, the thing is that, okay, D5, it's on a Saturday. Now, it's like, it's 4 or it's 2, right? Well, the 7th, it's Monday, right?
Right.
That's the day they'll live in infamy. It's Pearl Harbor Day. So, on the Department of Defense, the Office of Military the Commissions, they have a calendar for December 2020, and there were, from the 7th to the 16th, it was canceled, and it was and the thing is that it was against Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, right? Now, he was the one that did the 1994, or was it 92? The World Trade Center bombing in the basement. He's the one that did that one. It's like, this guy's still alive. I'm like, there's no way this guy's still alive. I mean, now they gave you 10 days. I mean, it's canceled for 10 days.
I don't see how you just cancel. That is, wow.
But the thing is that you cancel it because you can actively go into martial law for 10 days.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, it sounds like something's up.
Yeah.
So, and to explain, if we do, because there's been a lot of talk about this, what is that? How do you lock that out? Not you personally, but I mean, because I always heard it's not good if we have to do the martial law thing because of,
But the thing is
that could really go into some serious Civil War kind of. I mean, it could be bad. I mean, I know we got the military, but
the thing is that they're not using a martial law against us. It's to actually protect us. Because in those 10 days, what has to happen before Nasera? The RV, the revaluation of currencies. So
you're thinking the RV is coming first?
It has to.
And if it did, I mean, I don't know there wouldn't be any real martial law anyway, because wouldn't everybody just be freaking happy?
Everybody would be under NDAs. You couldn't say anything. Thing is that on the 7th, remember, you have to think balance. Day of days. Right there. 12/7 to 19. And plus, it's right there. It's like, I mean, it's +2 delta, from the 5th to the 7th. I mean, it makes complete sense. I mean, they got to roll it out. I mean, it was in all the drops.
That's what you were talking about on Dean's show the other night. Whenever you were saying, "I'm just waiting for that email, I'm waiting for the call," and then I'm like, phew. You really think that is happening?
Oh yeah, I mean it's gonna happen. It's got to happen. That's it. I mean, there's no other way about it, because the day of the week, Saturday, right, of December 5th, it falls under the 49th week of 2020. Remember,
Oh my
49
gosh, they're gonna go
years,
back to the 50 years,
49 weeks, 49 years.
the 50
That's
Jubilee.
7 sevens. Are we? You know, you understand that now? It's like it's right there. And then, not to mention, it's all right here. I mean, it's just modern birthstone of this month is turquoise, while the
Mhm.
mystical birthstone is onyx. Now, turquoise was the color of the when they mixed the was it the uranium and the hydrogen cyanide for that cheap ass false flag they tried to pull off. And onyx, that's the name of their the CIA spy system out there in England, not England, but in Europe. I mean, there's some crazy stuff, real crazy. Not gonna lie. So then, remember how it says big week ahead, right? so, so there's this there's a sequence of raids by the United States Army Air Force and the Royal Air Force Bomber Command from February 20th to February 25th, 1944, as a part of a European strategic bombing campaign against the Germans. And they called it Operation Argument or Big
The big
Week.
week operation argument or
Big
big
week. Big
big.
week, right? Big week ahead, right? All right here too. So the thing is that they call this second raid, right? So Tuesday, it's everything's on 2 on October 14th, 1943, which happens to be, you know, 4, D4,
Hmm.
D's 4. Take October 14th minus 4 months. You have June 14th. It's POTUS's birthday. It's Flag Day.
It's his birthday. I think
And
it's super.
it's remembered as Black Thursday.
Is it?
It's today.
Oh wow.
Here it is. In this battle is. So you have
Gotcha.
Black Thursday. So it's like, like right now, today's Black Thursday because they're going to start firing up on Friday and Saturday. Get the popcorn ready.
So what does that mean as far as because I mean, don't they have like till the 14th too for like any kind of voting finalization? Are they going to do another election? Like what?
But
How does that work?
but that's the thing. Now, when we go that route, right? So we have right here. So we have the 7th, right? You can do the RV. The 14th is the when the electorates have to go in, right? Now, the thing is from the 7th, and you add 2, our delta with time travel, you end up on the 21st. It's winter solstice.
Goes back to the whole December 21st situation,
That's when good shit's
which
gonna
is
happen.
the longest, darkest day of the year, by the way.
And the thing is that it's just gonna get just yeah. Because when you look at it, it's the 356th day of the year, which adds up to 14, which is 7
Five.
7,
Or
and
no,
there's
five.
10 days left. It's 5
Wait, where'd
5.
you get 7-7? Okay, because I got 5. Okay,
14
got
7
it.
7.
Got it.
And then you also it's the 21st.
Yes.
So you could actually add the 14 to the 21, you get 35. JFK.
It's a lot of
And
code.
and it's the first day of winter.
Yes.
Prepare for winter.
Oh yeah.
Winter's coming. Winter's coming. Remember, he's always on that meme for the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Winter's coming. It's the first day of winter.
Yeah.
He he brings us in just perfectly, because what happens 5 days later? It's Christmas. It's 25th. It's another 7.
So they won't have to do another election, or you still think they will?
You have to do another election. You have to do blockchain.
Blockchain.
Yep.
And most likely do that in January.
You do it January 19th.
So it's done before the inauguration.
Yes, ma'am.
Dude, this is a lot of information. I'm serious. Like, you have been working overtime. I know you haven't slept in like days getting this together, but yeah. Someone said, Trump said multiple times, it'll be a very good Christmas.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Big week ahead, right? Thing is, remember, what has to finish first? RV. When does that wrap up? 16th. When can they unload Nacera? The 17th. Right on cue.
That would be sweet if this is true. I mean, oh my gosh.
Because the thing is that from the 17th, add the days to Christmas. 7 days to Christmas. 7/17. They do it all by numbers. Mathematically impossible for this not to be a coincidence.
Well,
They thought they got it too. We got it.
you guys who are just, some people are just getting on here, and you might have to start from the beginning.
You're
Because
gonna
it's
have to start
quite,
from the beginning.
and he's been working on this all day and all night for days. So yeah, definitely.
It's worth the couple rewatches. I'll tell you that much, because it's definitely packed full of info. And we want to make sure that we brought as much as we could just to tie it all in, and I hope we did. It's all.
Well, and I think they're already showing a little bit on. Did you notice that POTUS gave the quote most important speech of his entire life, and they didn't even put it on mainstream media at all. First of all,
and that was a great speech, and he hit every point, and I mean, he explained all the. Now the thing is with that, I know your audience isn't like a certain other audience that gets all pissy when somebody's grabbing some information. So that's good.
Our audience is fine. We have a very sweet audience. And did you see there was a bunch of stuff that was let out today? They actually have live footage of fraud happening. Like I saw one. They had a FedEx truck driver explaining about it. It had another guy who actually had live footage of a table being brought in by this woman, and they watched it all day long, and they kind of like skip, and then it keeps going, and they stop the counting, and everyone's gone. She comes back and takes 4 suitcases out. I think it was 4 suitcases out from underneath the table of all these ballots that just showed up, or that they had hidden under this table. So, I mean, they're starting to, they're not giving their full hand, which I think is really smart, because this entire time, even weeks ago, they were like, well, you have no proof. Even Tucker was like, I've asked for proof. You don't have to give any proof. You don't have to show your full hand. Are you ridiculously stupid? Like, why would anyone who plays chess just give up all the goods? That you need to keep it for when the right time is here and when things are happening. And so I don't know if any of you guys saw any of that, but did you watch any of it, Jason?
Oh yeah, I watched it last night. It was actually pretty good. And well, this is gonna get kind of interesting too. So we found this Loyola University Chicago Law Journal. Now, Loyola, which was named after Ignatius Loyola, the first Jesuit, the head of the Jesuits. So we had this come out on August 3rd, 2020. It says preventing a disrupted presidential election and transition, right? It'll playbook, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this came out in 2019 in the winter. And it says preparing for a disputed presidential election and exercise in election risk assessment and management. Now, thing is,
they're preparing.
It's not even preparing. I mean, it even says on page 311, 11.3, the start. Halfway down, first paragraph down says, despite Trump's protestations, the normal process of canvassing election returns continues in Pennsylvania, and updated returns continue to show Trump's lead slipping away. First, it drops below 15,000, then 10,000, then 5,000. As this happens, Trump's tweets become increasingly incensed and incendiary. Quote unquote, stop this theft right now. Don't let them steal this election from you. This was written in the winter of 2019.
Dude.
Yeah. It says Trump insists we're by tweet and microphone. This theft will not stand. We are taking back our victory. What did he say last night? Oh yeah. Yeah. 2019.
That is insane.
I mean,
Come on.
It is. I'm telling you. I don't even I don't know.
So who wrote that?
Edward B. Foley.
Okay.
I mean,
this is insane, you guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely freaking crazy. Now I know why he was so daggone excited and why he wanted to put off the whole other topic, which we will get to, I promise. But this is so time sensitive. This is very time sensitive. We are right in the pocket of this happening, and this is like literally breaking news. So I do hope that you guys will tag people, share this, like get it out, and make sure that other people can get a hold of this information. And yeah, let's put our creative energy towards creating this and being part of the game here, participating to change the game and keep the game for us.
Well, we got it. We got the game.
He's like, we got the game.
We got this. We remember how to play. That's all.
You got any final words here before we pop off for the night? You've given us so much.
I mean, just, be aware of your, starting tomorrow, be aware of your surroundings. If anybody gets all crazy, if you want to stay home a little bit, it wouldn't hurt. If they do, if he does declare like a martial law, it's going to be, it's going to be for our own good if they do announce it. But, you got to understand, it's like, if that's all that we're pretty much doing, I mean, they're telling them to stay inside in California. I mean, they're forcing them to stay inside their houses. I mean, that is so. Well, it's unconstitutional if you were to, if you follow the U.S. Constitution in America, but since they have a Constitution in California, I don't know how that reads. So it's probably slow, and it's pretty sad because there's a lot of great people in California, and it's this bad apples. It's these 4 families that ruin it for everybody else. So
literally,
it does.
Literally,
I mean,
how can 4 families get so much control that they can rule over, or think they can, or that people listen to? All of that is insane. But yes. Well, sir, you'll be on, what day is today? Thursday. So you'll be on tomorrow night. What, you got anything else going on this week? I'm sure
tomorrow morning I'll be on.
Okay, who are you on with tomorrow?
Spiritually Raw.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I'm
you guys
pimp myself out, start.
Is that the Susan that you were talking about? Or
Susan.
Okay.
It's April and Jay.
Nice.
And Susan Price hooked it up.
That is so cool.
She's awesome.
Okay. You'll have to send me a link or something. I'd love to watch.
Definitely.
All right. Well, all y'all out there, do your best to prepare. I would say make sure you have gas on your car, get some extra food, get maybe a little pow stuff, just saying, whatever you need, just in case. Keep calm, breathe, use your essential oils, do it all the way.
Get some weed, spark it up. I mean, it's just mellow this weekend,
Do you guys this thing. And chill out.
This. We got this. Rewatch this. We got this.
Yeah, definitely rewatch. Definitely tag. Definitely share. Tell everyone to calm down. if anything happens, then you'll say that you heard it here first. That's for sure. And I just love all you guys so much. And I actually have Jason Westerfield, who I can't give too much information about him, but those of you who know him know a little bit. And I think he'll be the one to talk about his own public life. But I'll have him on in 30 minutes for an event. And
Nice.
we got a panel. Jason and I are doing a panel on the 17th. If we're still up and running and got internet, we're going to have Laura Eisenhower and Charlie Ward and a few others. If we're still at it, that'll be the 17th.
That's on the final day too. That's on the first day.
That'll perfect timing, huh? Right
Is it?
before winter solstice. We may have a few other surprise guests that we're waiting to hear back from, but that'll be fun. And then we're going to give some proceeds to that for people to have some fun Christmases. Of course, if they got RB and Nasara and Jasara, then they're going to get their best Christmas anyway. And so will we. So it'll be nice. But
and plus, there's another Delta from 17th to the 21st. Another 4 days.
wow, yeah.
See? It's all right there. Because it's
All
like,
right,
why would they cancel a trial for a guy that bombed the underneath of, World Trade Center now, and makes no sense. No sense at all. I mean, 30 years later.
Yeah. It is interesting timing, but all of it is. Everything is time. Everything is numbers. Everything is code.
Yep.
So you guys do have a great night, and thanks for joining us. And thanks a lot, Jason. You're amazing.
Not a problem. Not a problem at all.
All right, you guys. Talk soon.
Yep. See you guys.
Bye-bye.